This episode is brought to you by the Denver Art Museum. Check out the Denver Art Museum's next late-night event, Untitled Artist Takeover, happening on Friday, April 25th from 6 to 10 p.m. Experience a vibrant night of art, performances, hands-on art making, a pop-up bar, and unique experiences led by local artists Buffalo Barbie and Sarah Ortegon Highwalking. Drop by a spoken word performance or join in on the excitement of a hat and boot dance inside one of the galleries. It's a nighttime atmosphere, which automatically changes how the museum feels. And the local connection, obviously, is my favorite part about Untitled, is like getting to see local artists in this revered space. I don't know. It's just, I've seen so many of my friends do this, and I've also found new artists in Denver through going to Untitled. So I'm excited to check this out. Untitled Artist Takeover is included in general admission and free for Denver Art Museum members. Reserve your tickets today at denverartmuseum.org. That's denverartmuseum.org. This episode is brought to you by Pine Melon. Ever wish you could get farm fresh produce, eggs, dairy, and meat delivered right to your door? Well, thanks to Pine Melon, it's easy to have the Colorado Farmers Market delivered. Get all your small batch local faves you can't find at the chain grocery store dropped right on your doorstep. Simply visit pinemelon.com or download the app and use our code CityCast to get 75% off your first time. That's pinemelon.com, and don't forget, use our code CityCast to get 75% off. Today on CityCast Denver. When's the last time you went to the 16th Street Mall? City leaders have invested more than $175 million in renovating the downtown strip, hoping Denverites and tourists alike find a reason to visit. But why would they? So as we count down the days until the mall's reopening later this summer, we're brainstorming some big ideas for making the mall the Denver destination everyone wants it to be. Today is Thursday, April 24th. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Producer Paul Caroli, hello.
Hey, Bree.
Good morning, politics and green chili correspondent Justine Sandoval.
Good morning.
So we're talking about one of our favorite topics, I feel like, for better or for worse, the 16th Street Mall. We know that it's important to the city, but it's questionable of whether it's important to us, the people that live here. And
personally, emotionally?
I mean, well, let's talk about this catalyst for kind of this conversation, Paul, was this post on Reddit, is the 16th Street Mall worth a visit? And this person said, my family's going on vacation in Colorado pretty soon, and we'll spend a couple days in Denver. 16th Street Mall looks fun, but I've read mixed reviews. Should we go visit the mall or pass? The top voted comment, basically the last place you want to go, hard pass. And so it got us thinking, like, okay, this has to be something Visit Denver is promoting. Like, the state tourism is pushing folks there, but people that live here are not bringing folks there.
I like imagining this person who's I don't know where they saw that it looks fun. You know, what's that?
It doesn't have,
how do you see that?
Amusements on it.
They were looking at old like festival, like DNC pictures.
Yeah, maybe.
They were looking at like when there was an event here.
They're like, oh, these construction dudes seem like a cool hang.
Yeah, maybe they
I'll
are
get a submarine
ancient photos.
sandwich.
They're old pictures. That's when it first opened.
When they did like the pianos or the cows, one of those like installation things, maybe. But
yeah, so there's that piece of it, but then there's the other piece, which is like, we also recognize that the city has just invested $175+ million in renovating this thing to make it the centerpiece attraction of our city and beautiful again. And there are so many empty storefronts. Like, what are we going to do? It can't just be the city investing in infrastructure. Like, we have to embrace it as a city. And I think that's what we felt is like, what could we add that makes Denverites proud, but also makes it welcoming for tourists?
But also makes it a place we want to go.
A place we want to go.
Not even just be proud of it, but like, do we want to be there? Do we want to bring people
Something
there? What would
useful.
What would we need to do to it to make it amenable and appealing to us and tourists?
Yeah. And I feel like it's all a perception problem too. I mean, we don't, I want to get to the ideas at some point, but like, I've been living downtown the last few months. I'm seeing the blocks that are reopening. It's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
It's
Have you
so
seen it, Jess?
beautiful.
Yes, I finally saw it a few weeks ago. Love it. Like, I love 16th Street Mall. I wouldn't send someone there right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's just nothing to do.
I mean,
Yeah,
Union
there's nothing.
Station, the Lodo side of things, like, and we'll talk about the different parts of it because it's such a different story for the different quadrants. But the Lodo part, the Union Station part, gorgeous, just beautiful. McGregor Square, my new favorite hidden gem, Wine Coop Brewing, so
Paul just
good.
discovered.
Wow.
I really love it. I'm there like all the time now. Great place to watch a game.
Justine, did you ever go to Inateca, which was the bar next to it?
No.
Okay. It was like a pregame bar for us, but I think it's because we must have known a bartender there or something. Before we get into it, though, Paul,
Yes.
should we talk about our membership program?
We're right in the middle of our spring membership drive.
For you
It's been
all
great.
to become our neighbors.
Welcome. We hear all the time from people like, I so value your work. Like I did this interview with Pete Turner of Illegal Pete's a month ago. I'm still getting texts from people thanking me for how this went and like what it showed them about how the city works, how business works, about this brand that they've known and in some cases loved for a long time. So like, I hear this from people like, how do we support you? And this is the way to become a member of CityCast Denver. It's $10 a month. You are our neighbor. That's the name. And we would love to have you.
And you get a cool mug that says CityCast Denver, or says CityCast Neighbor on it.
A very cool mug. It's like a diner style mug.
I had one of these moments this week when someone came up to me at an event and said, "Oh my gosh, you work for CityCast Denver. I read Hey Denver every single day." This woman said, "I stopped using social media. It was stressing me out, but I wanted to stay on top of what was going on. And I read your newsletter every morning to know what's happening." So I think that shows our value. And I'm so happy. Folks come up and tell us that. But if you want to support us in doing this every day, go to membership.citycast.fm and become a neighbor of CityCast.
Help us stay strong and grow for years to come. We want to be here watching the next era of the 16th Street Mall and the next era, and we want to help you find your place on it, wherever that may be.
So join us now. 16th Street Mall. So we thought, okay, if this is a tourism draw, or at least if the city and the state are even seeing it as a place to attract folks, what would we want to see on the mall? Maybe that was like, I think the idea is like locally focused. Like, what could we bring down, or what would we want to see on the mall to make it something that we would want to go to? And when someone calls us up and says, "I have 2 days in Denver," that it's a place we send folks. Where should we start, Paul? Do you want to just throw out one of your ideas?
I have one that I think is such a slam dunk, and the timing is so perfect. Biker Jim. Biker Jim is a Denver icon.
He is.
And
love him.
Maybe you heard him on the show making a joke that was a little off color about a neck scarf fetish. That's fine. He makes great hot dogs.
I'll put a link to that in the show notes.
It's a little
Peyton
weird.
and Olivia and I had a great time with him, though. I will just say we enjoyed hanging out with him because he's so passionate about hot dogs.
The man knows dogs. He knows dogs, and he started
He did.
as selling dogs out of a cart on the 16th Street Mall. He then, of course, grew because he was very successful. His dogs are very delicious. He had his own business. Then during the pandemic, he made some bad business deals with a person who maybe he didn't know as well as he thought he did. And then he ended up getting pushed out of his own business. The most recent news, according to the Denver Post,
He's
is
back.
Biker Jim hired a lawyer to read the contract, and he actually does own the rights to his name. So he can open a restaurant called Biker Jim's again. So boom, roll out the red carpet for this guy.
Yeah.
Get him back on the mall. Get him a cart. Get him a fleet of carts.
Get him a block. This is the Biker Jim's block where you'll always see him.
Get him some motorcycle parking. Get
Yeah.
the I don't know. I just like Biker Jim. Let's have Denver embrace this guy because he's such a character, and the dogs are great.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Biker Jim, icon.
Justine, do you have anything food related you're thinking about?
So food related, I was thinking, what I live downtown area. What do I like crave and want that would be on the 16th Street Mall? And I thought, you know what? Bring some South Federal flair down to the 16th Street Mall. So I would like to see a ballet type store, which is a bakery on South Federal that makes these amazing banh mi sandwiches and Vietnamese iced coffee and all these different treats you could get.
Get a pho Dewey outpost, a Jay's Noodles outpost.
Exactly. Bring some of that down there and bring some like regular tacos. Like bring a regular like tacos rapidos type style Mexican restaurant that sells like tortas, like simpler Mexican food that you can grab and go or sit down and drink.
I love a walk-up tacos wraps. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see more South Federal move down to the 16th Street Mall because we have visitors come and that's something that locals enjoy.
Yeah.
But when visitors come into town, they want to taste some of that food that we have in Denver, but we can bring it to them and put it on the 16th Street Mall so they can also enjoy that cuisine that we locals also enjoy here in Denver.
Can we talk Mexican food generally? I mean, I think Tacos Rapidos taco stand, that's a great idea. But when people come here, I've had visitors come and they're like, what's this green chili thing? Where do I
need to have like a
chili?
home of the kind of thing with green chili.
Yeah.
I mean, Justine,
Well, I had another item here that I want to start a chili shop. Like that's just dedicated to chili and have like the history of chili and you can come in, you can try it, you can buy some, take it home.
Maybe have a diner counter with like some green chili options, fries, just a bowl of it, a smothered, even just a smothered burrito because a lot of folks don't know what that is.
Yeah. My pick for that was there is this chain that has been growing in the suburbs. We featured the brothers who are running this, but I think the company's expanding. I just went to their new outpost, the first one in Denver proper.
The Colorado Boulevard?
Down on Colorado Boulevard in the old Hacienda, Colorado, which is it. So Los Dos Patrios is the chain.
Yeah.
I think I would get those guys. They're growing.
Yeah.
It's a successful business. It is Denmex for sure. The menu is extensive. It's beautiful. I would be so proud sending tourists to Los Dos Patrios for Denmex.
Their branding is right on. They really figured out. They took their dad's restaurant and turned it into something like more modern, but the food is still what we know and love about Colorado Mexican food. So I think it's got a little bit of that like flair that would entice folks to really try it.
It's the history. It's new. Yeah. It's these two young
Those guys are great.
hunks.
The Los Dos brothers. They're hotties too. I mean, that helps for sure.
No one's complaining.
Food is
Let's
hot.
just say that.
My pick for a restaurant to bring back was I'm going to try to pull Lee Goodfriend out of retirement and bring back Racine's because this was such a staple, but it also just like serves so many purposes. Do you want to go before or after a show at the DCPA? Hit Racine's. Also, 16th Street Mall is great for patios. Racine's had the best patio in Denver. You could go there with your girlfriends for brunch. You could have a business meeting there. Like, we need that universal, everybody's welcome. Also, I mean, just the queer undertones of that space were like what made it so welcoming in Denver to me. But like, bring that to the 16th Street Mall and bring back this just like delicious, basic food that you could bring. You could bring your grandma, you could bring your business partner. Anybody could go there.
Yes. Racine's is also on my list. I miss Racine's because it was that place that served all purposes. And that's what we want to do. We want to bring mixed crowds. We want families to come back. You know, that's a place that has food that serves everybody's taste.
Yeah. There's a little bit of everything. I always called it like upscale diner food. It was a little bit of everything.
I think the patio point is an unlock too.
Man.
Because that's something that 16th Street Mall, if you've been down there, you've seen it feels kind of empty.
Yeah.
Like I know they're talking about bringing trees, canopy and like making more shade. And they're putting like, you know how they do in the 16th Street Mall where it's like they have seating, but it's like bright colors and it's all angular. And it's like, there's just something.
It needs a coziness that it doesn't have. It needs some, it needs some like greenery and some, I agree, Paul. It's like these stark colors with these, they don't look
I'm not upset about them, but it feels like I'm living in a design rendering that an architecture firm made.
I want to be on a patio with umbrellas and that's the other thing. Racine's always had beautiful plantings during all the seasons. It was like they figured it out. And I'm also thinking about the Paramount Cafe downtown used to be on the 16th Street Mall and they had a killer patio.
Yeah.
So just open up some patios, some restaurants with patios. This episode is brought to you by Pine Melon. Pine Melon is a unique local grocery delivery service. Think of it as the Colorado Farmers Market delivered. Besides just supporting local farmers and businesses, Pine Melon is is also helping the environment. Each of their delivery vans keeps 50 cars off the street, and their returnable and reusable delivery boxes save 5,000 grocery bags every single week. This spring, Pine Melon is asking Denverites to make a pledge to support local food just once a month, and they're going to make it super easy for you. First-time customers get 75% off your first order. Just use the code CityCast. When you choose food that's grown, raised, and crafted right here in Colorado, you're choosing to protect the environment, improve your health, and help your community thrive. Whether you're getting some fresh produce delivered or the ingredients to make your favorite cookie recipe, it's cool to know you're making a difference. Visit pinemelon.com or download the app and use our coupon code CityCast to get started with 75% off. That's pinemelon.com and use the code CityCast to get 75% off. This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. What does your mom want for Mother's Day? Well, my mom always just wants pictures of her kids all together with her grandkids. And this is a tall order because we don't all live in the same place. So I hate to spoil this for you, Brooke, because I know you're listening, but you're getting an Aura digital picture frame for Mother's Day, which is coming up soon, like May 11th. So don't forget. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides last year. So next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip you've been telling her all about, right from your phone. I think the only picture my mom has of all of us together is at Casa Bonita. It's the only time maybe all of us were together. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day, too. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's AURA frames.com. Use promo code CityCast. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
What sort of promises have you made to yourself this year? Getting in better shape, eating healthier, saving more money, traveling somewhere new? What about discovering a new culture by learning a new language? With Babbel, you can do that in just a few weeks. I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons, handcrafted by over 200 language experts, get you to begin speaking your new language in 3 weeks or whatever pace you choose. And because conversing is the key to really understanding each other in new languages, Babbel is designed using practical, real-world conversations. The Spanish I learned on Babbel really helped me on a recent trip to Mexico City, ordering in restaurants, shopping at the textile market, cheering on at the Lucha Libre, and I've been keeping it up since I got home. You're a podcast listener. I know that because you're listening here. I bet you'll love Babbel's new podcasts. On Eavesdrop in Espanol, which I listen to, you get to listen to a real conversation, then have the teacher host explain back to you. Then you listen again and catch everything. And you can even read along in the transcript. It's a really fun and effective way to learn. Let's get more of you talking in a new language. Babbel is gifting CityCast listeners 60% off subscriptions at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Justine, what's your next idea?
So patios. Love the idea of more patios. I was thinking about one of the bars that closed pre-pandemic, I believe was Marlowe's.
Oh my God, I was thinking about Marlowe's
Yes,
too.
I don't know Marlowe's.
Oh,
What's
it
Marlowe's?
was good. It was a similar one of it was a little more fancier, but it was somewhere you could go before or after a show. We would go to the Paramount and we'd eat at Marlowe's first.
Yeah. But I think what we really need is a beer garden. I think
100%. 100%.
A permanent one.
Justine,
Yes.
I was at they do it in the Skyline and it's fine. But I was at the new Evans School. Have you heard about this Evans School that they turned into a beer garden?
I read about it yesterday.
Those people did a great job. I love it so much. It was very comfortable. The outside is so comfortable. And then the payment system is so on point. You give them your credit card at the beginning and they're just like 20% on top at the end. You can just walk out.
Yeah.
Because you just have the tab. You can order from 3 different places and you don't have to deal with anybody.
I really like that.
It's so
I did
smart.
that at another beer garden previously, and we were mixed, the group, on whether or not they like that. But I do. They have your card. You're going to pay anyway. And then, it's less hassle. You go in, you relax. I need a place to go that's going to bring me to the 16th Street Mall where I can chill. I'm
agree.
a dog mom.
Yeah.
I want to go have a beer and take my dog out and chill out on the 16th Street Mall. and you need a place just to go, sit, and be. And I think a beer garden, perfect.
It feels like such a no duh, but it does not exist right now.
Yeah.
It also, you can feature beer from all sorts of different breweries and showcase the whole community.
Which
and
is
not
a
just
reason
have anyone,
people come
which
here.
Is definitely
It's Colorado culture, beer, chili and beer.
Well, this is kind of tied into the patio thing. It's kind of a food thing, but something I noticed, we set up shop every week just off the 16th Street Mall at 5280's offices. And about a year ago, Queen City Coffee went in on the bottom floor. You would think there is not a coffee shop within 100 miles. That place is out the door, busy banging from open to close. So my thought is, a local coffee shop every other block down the 16th Street Mall. Because I don't think that you're going to lose. Actually, Aviano Coffee in Cherry Creek has 2 locations a block from each other because they were like, we were so busy, we just opened another one. So I'm thinking like every other block, like rotate it. Mutiny Information Cafe, a Whittier Cafe, a Convivio Cafe, a Bardo, a Tea, a Vinsung, like
Huckleberry Roasters.
Huckleberry Roasters, just like every other block have another and then you're just getting all local, but you're getting the spectrum of our cool local coffee shops.
I love that. That was like the Starbucks on every corner.
Yes.
Why not put local coffee shops on every corner?
Totally. There's not, and also I think some of them could be 24 hours, some of them could be morning, some, I remember Backstage Coffee, the late night. Have some options and like rotate who's open and who's not, and like in the later or the early times, and like I think they'd be busy all the time. So that's my recommendation.
That's a great one.
Paul?
I have a big idea to share. I have been thinking the last week a lot about weed, which there was this new weed club that opened.
Justine,
on
I kind of wish you
Colfax.
went with us.
I wish I would have went too.
I kind of want your opinion.
Yeah, we should. I mean, if you
I'm
go,
going
let's
on
report
May
back.
15th.
Okay.
We'll talk
report
about
back.
It. We'll talk
Birthday
about it.
dinner.
After that. We had
an
it's
experience.
okay. It's expensive. It's kind
Service
of a
was great.
twist on weed culture, but it's basically like, I don't know. I think people come here for weed. I mean, ask any Airbnb owner, what do they have too much of? Weed. Because everyone comes and buys a lot and then they can't take it on the plane. So then
My
something
father-in-law
people do
has a
here.
condo in Frisco and people leave weed there.
Yeah.
Like it is everywhere because you come, you buy it, you can't use it all. You have to go back to wherever you're from and you can't take it with you.
But here's my thing with weed is I think we're not putting our best foot forward with weed because I think people come, you go to a dispensary, it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's hard to know how much to do. You always hear horror stories about New York Times columnists and like
You're
the public.
Marino down passing out in your hotel room or whatever that ridiculous story was. She
yeah.
dosed herself. Yeah.
And then the public consumption sites, like the regulations are so high, the prices are so high. None of these places are like, I don't know. I mean, I think some people really like them. It's not personally what I'm not doing weed to like party. I mean, I'm not doing it at all right now, but I'm not. Anyway, here's my big idea. I think that what Denver should do to take the weed culture one step forward and give everyone who visits an accessible and inclusive way in is to focus on the science and the education and partner with a university like CSU, which has a weed lab, or the Denver Botanic Gardens, and open a weed institute that doubles as a public consumption site where perhaps we adaptively reuse the pavilions and make some grows and make some educational facilities where you can learn about weed, you can learn how
Maybe
it works.
legitimize it a little bit.
Legitimize it.
Okay.
Just like, hey, this Serious Social Club on East Colfax, the guy was like, I want it to be a place where your grandma can come. It's like, I'm not going out to a fancy dinner to get high with my grandma, period. I'm just not doing
But
that.
I would go to the Botanic Gardens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With my Nana.
Like, and maybe my grandma wants to learn about weed, how it works, like what it is.
There's
it's
a
kind
lot
of
of-
an interesting new thing in the world.
I really like that. And it's kind of like weed is still, there's that cookie
has
culture
that-
behind
yeah.
it, which Denver is kind of that way. And I think it's who we are. And it would be cool to even have like a little mini weed museum on the mall and you can go in and learn about
like
it.
learn about the history of legalization, learn about the science of weed, go through a tour, and then if you want, go out on a patio and, toke up.
Yeah.
Get a t-shirt. I got stoned at the Weed Institute
At
of
the
Denver.
first
Well, I'm just
state,
thinking
the
about,
first
like,
state
the-
to legalize.
The brewery tours or the celestial seasoning tours, like take that approach, but maybe a little bit more academic and then have that.
Demystify it.
Yeah. And have that end thing where you can, it's like when you can try all of the beers in the tap room.
Then when you go out to a dispensary, you're not going to get overwhelmed by a bud tender talking to you about terpenes and
Oh my God.
CBG
Even me, I'm
and
just
all
like,
this baloney.
Me too.
I don't even
I
need
know
to-
you're pitching me on all this, and I'm
going
spending
in one ear and out
$50
the
for
other.
who knows what.
Yeah, I come in, I'm like, hey, I got $40. So
Just
That's
what
it.
can we do with that?
So that's my big idea for the 16th Street Mall.
I have so many ideas for the pavilion space.
Pavilion's a huge topic. Tell me yours.
Okay, so let's see. First one was the art district on 16th Street. What if we turned this into galleries, studio spaces, put a restaurant in there, put a performance or event space in there, put a coffee shop in there, and again, have low cost or affordable art spaces for artists to, there's all these different rooms, there's all these different spaces. It has kitchen, Wolfgang Puck's, the infrastructure is still there from the restaurant. Just reopen it as a restaurant. There's a movie theater.
I think the movie theater would like to be a part of that.
Well, this is that's a second idea I have too. One is the 16th Street Mall Art District. Also, they can do outdoor events. There's parking. It's like an art district in one complex. It's set up for this.
Honestly, sold. I would be there all the time. That would be so
like,
fun.
oh, first Friday at 16th
New
Street.
exhibit opening every week.
Go
New
see an
artist
artist talk.
showcase.
Go to a, go buy art, do like a local art. There's so many ways you could expand the art district idea. But the other one I did have was like, what if like a nonprofit like the Sea Film Center took over the pavilions? There's an event space. There's a restaurant. They could do the whole Denver Film Festival there. There's parking. They could add more screens if they wanted to. I feel like they're always looking for, like, especially with thinking about Sundance coming here, if they want to really beef up the industry across the state, what if there's something that they can do at the 16th Street Mall using all of those different spaces in the pavilions? So that's my other one.
I think that's good. You had me at the art district.
I know the art
That's
district.
so
I think
good.
think it's the best one because I also, my other thought was like a museum takeover. Like, could this be where CAPU? Oh my gosh, what does CAPU stand for? Colorado Asian Pacific United is this group that's working on. I think they've made a documentary about the Asian community and the Asian diaspora in Colorado, and they're raising money to build a museum. What if this was that space?
Do it in the old Gap.
Yeah.
This goes perfectly with another thought that I had.
Yeah, well, okay.
Do you remember the Bovine Theater, Bovine Metropolis?
Yes, that building was so cool.
Well, I had thought about, we would go down there. That wasn't quite on the mall, but it was right
Not
off
far,
the mall.
yeah.
Used to love to go down there and see shows when we were younger, then go to coffee shops. So I thought, what if History Colorado teamed up in a theater space and did historic presentations and Colorado history type theater, so people who are coming to visit can also learn more about Colorado history.
It could just be
theater.
a museum complex, maybe where we have a couple different museums represented. Even the Dam has an outpost or something, and you can kind of get a taste of what we have. And if you want to learn more, we've got these other bigger, the flagships.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. Did you have more ideas for any other 16th Street or any other pavilions?
I mean,
Thoughts?
pavilions, I like the idea of getting Denver Botanic Gardens involved. I don't know if this is in the pavilions, but it maybe could be in that underground mall area where the Cookie Lady used to be.
Yeah.
But like Botanic Gardens, like Mushroom Cave in an old retail space.
That would be cool.
Like, that just seems like a nice place to walk into.
No, I was just thinking, like, that makes me wish the Denver Museum of Nature and Science had like a thing down there. I'm just thinking about all the interactive things that they have that I enjoy. And also they have this integrated natural all agesness about them that would make them attractive to families. Because a lot of times families go downtown when they're visiting and there's not really much for kids to do.
Yeah.
I agree. I wanted to shout out a couple of local businesses I'd love to see open outposts that I just think are like some of the best of Denver that I love that could survive and thrive there. Blue Pan Pizza.
Yeah.
Great pizza, Detroit,
Totally.
Denver style, Detroit style. Get it on there. Atomic Cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
Another, favorite. I think they would do great down there. Right Cream, the ice cream shop down on South Downing. And then, but specifically the way that they work together with the Denver Beer Company on that shared outdoor patio space on
it's so
South Downing.
cute.
That's
It's
maybe
an
one
old
of my
gas
favorite
station.
patio areas. I think that would be my pick for like the Skyline Park area,
Oh,
a
yeah.
takeover of an ice cream and brewery complex. That would be great.
And that Denver Beer Company on Downing during the summer, it's crazy how busy it is.
Yeah.
Like people are wanting this.
Yeah.
It is already shown.
And then my last one is maybe a sad one for some people, but like Tattered Cover.
That was on my list too.
Get Tattered Cover back
I mean,
downtown.
There's a reason we all still care about it.
Yeah.
We had great experiences there and we want those to continue. I think it's been in a weird free fall and it's been in a weird place, but maybe bringing back some of that glory. Because did you ever go to the downtown one, Paul?
Oh, yeah. That was my one. Like you've talked about the fond feelings you had for the Cherry Creek one. The downtown one was for me.
Beautiful.
As a kid, I just remember being so excited to go into that store.
The carpet, the wood, like, yeah, bring it back.
Honestly, I have the same fond feelings for the Barnes & Noble that used to be in the pavilions that became the Uniqlo.
I liked the one on Colorado Boulevard because it had the 24-hour Starbucks in it. It was great.
24-hour Huckleberry Roasters. How about that?
Another idea I had was, I don't know which particular space it could go into, but we know live music is a draw for Denver.
Mm-hmm.
What about an all ages concert space that's run by UMS and Youth on Record year round? Because they already are running programs for teaching young folks how to do music industry stuff. What if we have a venue where kids can learn operations, lighting, sound, merch, booking, management, and learn the business of it, but put it in a centrally located place like the 16th Street Mall that could also attract tourists to come and check it out. Maybe you do go to a show at Red Rocks. You have another day here. Come check out a smaller show. And there's some similar kind of venues around the country. There's one called the Vera Project and the Holland Project in Reno. And so there's a lot of good models for this, but I just thought the UMS Youth on Record thing would help continue the UMS, like, what makes it so special? Check it out year round. This is the other stuff they're working on. So
I could see that fitting into your art district idea.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it kind of depends on the partners. Is a lot of this like you need the money, you need the business there, like because that's what's you need the people that know how to make something appealing and make it work as a business. Like AEG, I feel like might be a natural partner for something like that too.
I liked the UMS Youth on Record two-part size of it because it's smaller. It's still a little bit independent, although they do partner with a larger booker for their big acts, but they have tons of local bookers that work on the smaller artist side of it. And I just think it's such a great learning opportunity, but also just make it something cool that you know about the 16th Street Mall. This is somewhere you can go for this. Justine, another idea.
Well, with that too, I'm like, I love how this is all just coming together. They should just have us plan the entire thing.
We're available.
Yeah.
Reach out.
We can consult.
You know, I think a lot of times we think about pushing youth away or teenagers away from these spaces. But I think we need to bring them back in. Kids know what's cool. Like, I want to see a skate shop or some type of store that's geared more towards youth culture. I remember going down to the mall. Like, I know it's very corporate, but we used to love to go to Hot Topic when it first opened.
We went to Mr. Rags upstairs, which was also the skate shop, and you could buy rave tickets there. Same.
Yes. And it was like so fun to go down when you're first, a teenager and have your money and going down to the 16th Street Mall, going to the skate shop. So I think we need to attract some of the youth back. They're not a problem. They bring the coolness, they bring the trendy things in. And, I think that's helpful.
Also, maybe give kids something to do.
Fashion Nation.
Yeah.
Maybe Fashion Nation would open a second location.
Bringing some consignment stores back.
We could have like a little mall, like a little indoor mall with a couple of these shops. Fashion Nation would be a no-duh.
So fun.
They have the aesthetic already. They've got the youth culture on lock.
Producer Olivia pitched a thrift store, ARC thrift store. Something like that on 16th Street Mall I think would do well.
There used to be a thrift store back in the day somewhere. I can't remember. I remember going with my babysitter. So I thought of a thrift store too. That's something that's unique and different. And then that also appeals to different tastes and income levels. Maybe you're going to come down and buy you a $5 sweater out of the ARC bin.
Make it feel a little neighborhoody.
Yeah, totally. And make it affordable. So there's some options for, however much you want to spend, or if you're just a teenager that wants to come hang out, this is a space for you.
I have an idea that's not affordable at all.
Okay.
Grocery store. Like maybe one of those more upscale grocery stores. Like we have a couple of good local brands that I would suggest. Marzix, I was going to suggest, or Lever's Locavore. Mm-hmm. Both of those would be cool. They got great sandwiches at these places. Spinelli's is another one. Like a local market where you could grab and go a couple of pieces of produce or a sandwich. I feel like that tourists would love that. And I think that also for the neighborhoodiness of downtown, that would feel good.
Mm-hmm. To me, that also just feels like such a quintessential piece of a good downtown. place you can walk in and grab something to go, or also just get a couple of those items that you need, eggs and milk or produce or whatever.
I would do that more closer to like the capital end of it too, because there's the Whole Foods behind Union Station, and then there's a King's behind there too. Like I think the other end needs something like that.
For sure. What is the closest grocery store over there? Like
I don't know.
Cap Hill.
The post-apocalyptic King
Safeway,
Soopers.
5 points.
Yeah, there's
the
not.
Spear Kings.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
boy.
just not really a close one.
Yeah.
I had an idea that was really, again, I'm thinking about stuff for kids. We used to have this great place called Fantastic Nathan's. The other local one was Big Fun. For folks that grew up in the burbs, you might know it more of a Discovery Zone type of place, but it's an indoor play place for kids. And I've seen a couple of these in the suburbs where they have like a cafe or something attached to it, so parents can like chill and get a drink while their kids go bananas in this place. Why not bring back one of those? Like somewhere that has like the bouncy castles and the glow in the dark room and the spider web thing you crawl in and out of, or the like optical illusion stuff. Like I feel like that was such a big thing in the 80s and 90s, and they just kind of don't exist as much anymore. And this feels like there's got to be a giant cavernous empty space on 16th Street that would be perfect for this.
Have you been to the Museum of Illusions?
I have not.
I've heard that that's the biggest business on the mall right now.
Really?
That's what I heard from someone at the Downtown Denver Partnership, is like that's the number one attraction. I know it's a chain and they're all over the place, but I've heard only good things. I keep meaning to go in because it's always slammed when I walk past.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe gearing it more specifically towards kids, but I'm just trying to think of like people get annoyed that children are at their brewery or whatever. Like, let's give kids a space and a place for parents to maybe sit and have a beer, and then they won't be in your hair. Paul, do you have anything left?
Good Times.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have
Good
Good Times on my
Times,
list
baby.
too. Yeah,
Good Times. That's our best burger chain. Get one on the mall.
Get a
Pizza by
walk
the
up.
slice. Good Times.
Get a nice, a nice patio.
Nice.
Sit out and have a burger.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if they'd want it because I think they do a lot of their business on drive-through right now. But
a
you
lot
could
of
get
their
a walk-up
locations
window.
have walk-ups.
I love walk-up windows. I want more walk-up
I do
windows
too.
on the mall.
Give me a spoon bender. Give me a black bean burger. Give me some of those green chili cheese fries.
Get
One order window, one pickup window. And then you eliminate, loitering in a restaurant or anything. People get their food and they move along.
Yeah.
Any of those concerns?
And get them open in the morning because they also have the breakfast burrito.
yeah.
And I
That
don't
was-
currently know a place to do a grab-and-go breakfast burrito on the mall. And I love a Good Times breakfast burrito.
That
love a
was
Good
your
Times
hack,
breakfast
Justine.
window. Yeah, that's my hack.
You were like, you don't want to wait in line at Santiago's, which is delicious.
I mean,
You can
honestly,
do-
Santiago's too.
I would love a Santiago's window, walk-up window.
Yeah.
I would love one that's open in the evening.
Well, you had mentioned pizza too, and I would love like a pizza by the slice window.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, just
very
like-
affordable. Walk up, get a slice of pepperoni, and be on your way.
Benny Blancos. Benny Blancos. They
man.
moved out of Cap
I
Hill. They're in
know.
Arvada now. The new
so
location
bitter about that.
doesn't feel like Benny Blancos to me. I think 16th Street Mall could be a good spot for them.
Needs a little of that
A
downtown
slice
grit.
joint. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are all great ideas, you guys. I love this. I hope.
I want to hear other people's too. I know we're
Yeah.
not thinking of like the half of them. I'm sure everyone has their one thing that is like, that's the thing you got to put in the old Ross.
Yeah, that like would like draw us as locals, but also be something cool for visitors to check out, to go, oh, I went to Denver and I tried this awesome pizza place. I
Yeah.
went to Denver and I went to this awesome museum, and it was on their main strip in their downtown. It
Yeah.
was cool.
I heard the 16th Street Mall is cool. It looks good.
Oh,
And
you
now,
have to go.
hell yeah. Go to the Weed Institute. Go to the Arts District.
Yep.
Go to the beer garden, go to the Fantastic Nathan's. Like, there's all kind. Man, it would be so poppin' down there. I love our ideas, but
I
we
mean-
do. We want to hear yours.
Mhm.
Your dreams for the 16th Street Mall, your Denver dreams for the 16th Street Mall hotline is open 720-500-5418. You can also email us at denver@citycast.fm. You can text us on that number too. But let us know what you think. What do you want to see downtown? What do you want to see that makes Denver shine? I loved this. Justine, Paul, great ideas.
Thank you, Brie.
Thanks, Bree. See you next time. Hey, before we go, just one last note. We are in the middle of our spring membership drive, and we so appreciate your support. So if you care about what we do, if you want to keep us strong for years to come, sign up to become our neighbor today at membership.citycast.fm. Because, like Jen Grieving, who just joined our membership program, says, I'm one of the leaders of our registered neighborhood organization, and I've found that CityCast is a great source of information about what's going on in the city. Hearing these stories gives me a starting point for learning more about an issue or researching new policy so I can pass along the information to my neighbors.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're our neighbor, Jen, and you can become a neighbor right now and get that awesome neighbor mug. Membership.citycast.fm. Sign up today and support us. That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed this show, why don't you take a minute to tell Funtastic Nathan about us? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to our morning newsletter and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. See you later. Oh, by the way, you'll get your coffee mugs very soon if you've signed up. And hey, if you want your own mug, you just have to become a CityCast Denver neighbor, and it's super easy. Just go to membership.citycast.fm right now to sign up.
Hi, I'm Michael Fry, and I've lived in Denver for 15 years. I read a lot of newsletters, but CityCast Hey Denver newsletter is the one I never skip. I love it because it's not divisive, it's not ugly, it's helpful. It's like my really nice neighbor who I run into on the way to work who says, "Hey, did you hear about that thing?" I recently spent some time living abroad in Portugal, and CityCast Denver was the thing that helped me stay connected to my city. And I support CityCast Denver because I want to make sure it sticks around. The information is valuable, and the people providing it really care. And to prove that, I'll let you in on a secret, which is that when you apply to Hey Denver, the author, Peyton Garcia, actually emails you back. CityCast Denver is such an important service to the city, and you can support it too by becoming a CityCast Denver neighbor. Just go to membership.citycast.fm and sign up. And that's membership.citycast.fm.